And we bring artists that are iconic, and some people who are coming new to the industry, and we like to give them spotlight. So tonight, I am very, very fortunate. I feel blessed to have a very prolific entertainer, songwriter, singer, actor. God, the girl is just multifaceted. And I tend to bring people on the stage on the show that are multifaceted, and she is definitely one of those. Um, I had the privilege of watching her perform at a really good friend of mine's birthday party, Priscilla Price, and the girl is awesome, absolutely awesome. So before we get started, her name is Mia Johnson. But before we get started, I want you to hit that like button, hit the share, and subscribe to WJZZ Cool TV. Mark Scott off the cuff, so that you don't miss any of our important content related to what's going on in our community, in this community, the entertainment community here in Michigan. And I like to say Michigan, but we have artists coming from all over the country. Fortunately, I've been privileged to meet a lot of people in my tenure as an entertainer. But tonight, again, we have Miss Mia Johnson. How you doing, Mia?
Hi, Mark. How are you?
I am okay. Um, Mia, I really want to tell you, I really enjoyed your performance the other night.
Oh my, thank
My phone acted stupid on me, and I couldn't get it all. I don't know what happened,
you.
but I wanted to post it and I couldn't post it. But now you're on the air on WJZZ Cool TV, live streaming on YouTube. And I just want to know, I just want to let you know, I really feel fortunate to have you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So, Mia, you perform all over. I'm looking at your bio. I mean, my goodness. You've opened for a number of acts. You've performed for presidents. You've traveled the world performing
A little bit.
well, I mean, looking at your bio, it look like you've done quite a bit of moving around. You
Just a
know,
little.
I would like for you to tell our audience who you are, how you got started, and give them an insight of Mia Johnson, as opposed to just watching you perform or something like that. Let them know who you are personally. Let's get down deep and personal here.
Well, I'm just a small town girl from the east side of Detroit. My oldest brother said that I could sing before I could talk.
Hmm.
I didn't think that was possible until I saw a little baby, a little girl. She was like 2. And, they could talk a little bit, but she was singing this song that they taught her at daycare.
Sure.
And I was blown away. I said, it is possible. Because I thought what he was saying was just some crap. I didn't believe it until I saw it was possible. But he said I could sing before I could talk. So I would say about 3. And I can remember singing with the hairbrush. I sing and mimic a lot of the Motown artists and stuff. But when I did Tina Turner, my mother made me sit down because I was acting like Tina Turner. She would make me like sit down, But in school I was always, in the glee club. I took music classes. I played instruments. Never really mastering any. Just played them enough till right now I can write a song
Sure.
good enough so that I can give somebody who really knows what they're doing to play it right. But I give them my idea. Just I use all the wrong fingers and everything. But they say long as you get the chord right,
Hey,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was always I had a little band when I was 16, and a lot of Detroit singers and stuff that I know, they were in the studio at Motown with, doing recording and stuff. My mom wouldn't let me do that, so I had to wait till I left her house before I could gig. Yeah, except for one gig when I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
I did it at what is called, I don't know if it's Lomas West Side Lounge, but back then it was the Black Orchid. And I did a cabaret. I got 5 books for singing.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Cabaret Lounge in Detroit. $5 that night.
Yes. Yeah. And, when I was younger, I could just about sing whatever I wanted to sing. But I think that my roots really come from the female aspect. I'm a mixture of Gladys Chaka, Aretha, and back then Melissa Manchester.
I didn't hear any of that when I was watching you perform. I heard Mia Johnson.
Well, thank you.
I
thank
heard
you very
Mia
much.
Johnson. I could not equate you
Really?
with any other artist. Me and my guys, I know Hassan was with me from the group, and he was very impressed with your stage presence. So you've been on stage since when? I mean, professionally performing.
Okay. I started out. I've always had what we call now that fire. We got a lot of good singers out here. They don't have that fire.
Yeah.
And a lot of these singers, they can sing better than me, but they don't have that fire. And I'm gonna claim my fire because that's what I am. I'm just,
sure.
And I just, I'm a sensitive, emotional person. So I show my emotions through.
Now, what you saying that? I was talking to my musical director, Stephen Jackson, and he was telling me about you, a little bit about you. I did some research on you from people that know you, perform with you, work with you, and he was telling me. He said she's very, very funny. He said she is a joy to be around because she is just so lively, so pleasant, so funny. And so you can't help but love her. This is Stephen Jackson.
Steve said that?
Yes, ma'am. He sure did.
Goodness.
He sure did. We talked for a while.
Really?
So I'm looking at your bio here, and you acknowledge that as well. That humor is like an anchor for you.
Yes, it is. I love to laugh and crack jokes. I was brought up that way.
Yeah.
Playing the Dozens, Dolomite. And see, my parents had a record player, and they had albums in the basement. So whenever they went grocery shopping or whatever, we went straight to the basement, listen to Red Fox, Marlon Mabley, and all of that. And
Pygmy Martin.
Yes, and I was just thinking about
my
that
wife.
That other guy.
Life.
Yes. and what's his name with the red hair? What's that guy's name?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Ronaldo Ray.
He's
Ronaldo
a comedian,
Ray,
right?
Yeah, with the red hair. Just everybody, I just always, I don't know, it's just the way I am. That's what makes my heart pump.
So you spent time down at United Sound with some of those guys down there.
Well, like I said, I knew the owner's wife. Her sister was a friend of mine, but Johnny May Matthews is who recorded me first. I got a job at Ford Motor Company, and this girl that I met, we got hired on the same day on the same job, and to this day her whole family has treated me like a family member. She just took me over to Johnny May's house because she was friends with Johnny May's daughter, Kaya, who was the lead singer in I think the name of the group was Black Nasty, or I can't remember, but Johnny made them. They had a band, and they had a hit record too. And this was in the late 70s, because we got hired at Ford's in 77.
Okay.
So I went over there, and Johnny May recorded me, and Marvin Gaye had just passed away, and so we recorded "Let's Get It On," though we made it a duet. And then she had another song on the other side that I did. Okay. So she took me in the studio, and everything. And she had my record playing on WGPR because she had a connection down there.
Sure, sure.
But she was the first one who actually took me into a real studio, and and I gave her all the props,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
and from then,
go ahead. Go ahead.
no, from then it's just little things start happening one after the other. Marty Montgomery, he had a band,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in his band for years, and so we did a lot of traveling in Canada, Nova Scotia, way up there where we haven't seen cold. You think you've seen cold? Oh no. Go to Quebec, up Mont Tremblant, way up in the mountains. Now that's cold, and we went there a lot.
Yeah.
So I've only been in a few bands. Only been in a few bands in my 55-year,
So what's this?
Nice.
What's this Mia 3D?
Oh, I was in high school,
Uh-huh.
and I had a girlfriend. Her name was Deborah,
Mm-hmm.
and then she had a friend, two friends named Deborah,
Mm-hmm.
and so we made up a little group, Mia and the 3Ds,
Mm-hmm.
and we did maybe one gig, but we used to rehearse all the time.
Uh-huh.
We actually went to like Mary Ann's
Mm-hmm.
and got some tops and some pants alike, and we just didn't have anyone to promote us or work with us. We was just fulfilling fantasies like playing with Barbie dolls.
Yeah, yeah.
Just goofing around, but we all did try to do that, and of course I was the lead singer,
Mm-hmm.
and that was just something we did in high school, but I'll never forget it.
Oh no! You can't. I have a similar background in terms of performing with my brothers. Way back. I think I was like 8, 9 years old at the time when I started singing, and I was the lead singer. And we would go to bars and keep me in a room, bring me out. But I trust you went through that too.
Well, actually, like I said, my mother wouldn't let me sneak
that's
off
right.
into nothing.
That's right.
She was very strict
Yeah,
on me,
yeah.
and when I did get out and get into something serious, it was with Marty Montgomery.
Mhm.
That
Now you talk about Marty Montgomery,
Mhm.
and you talk about your first recording. The guy who took you in and recorded you the first time, which was
No, that Johnny May did that.
Yeah. Now who was that?
Johnny May Matthews did it.
Mhm.
That was before Marty, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, my chronicles get mixed up.
What was the label?
Whatever label Johnny May had, they had their own label. The ADC band. That's who did the music. Mike Moneystone.
Mhm.
I see Mike all the time. When I go to Vegas, that's the first person I call.
Oh, I was gonna
Mike
get it.
Moneystone.
I was gonna get to that too.
Yeah, and he was the keyboard player then. So it was the ADC band.
ADC.
That
band. I
was-
remember that.
Yeah, and lived right there on 6 Mile in Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and they were pretty back in the Rena Scott
Mm-hmm.
days. That was somebody who I idolized. They were older girls. They're out here singing. Carolyn Crawford and Argie Northington, Orthea and Millie Scott and all them. I watched them as a teenager. Those were the ones that I could actually watch because they're right here local
Mhm.
in the city. But as far as national artists, it would have been like the Supremes and like that.
Mhm.
So and Martha Reeves.
Mhm.
And the Vandellas, all the girl groups, everybody.
Sure.
It wasn't a song that I couldn't sing,
Mm-hmm.
but I just didn't have any outlet. I didn't have any. Back then, kids didn't have a whole lot of places to go, but to the Y.
Mm-hmm.
And like now, some of the things that my son was exposed to, a lot of kids will never go through that, and if they did, it was way past my time.
Mm-hmm.
So we just didn't have the outlets. Like we had a guy on our block who could swim like Mark Spitz,
Mm.
but there was no place for him to nothing for him to get into, so that he could be on a team,
Sure.
a national team, or
Mhm.
he
Go
just
to the
went
Olympics
Y.
or anything.
Right? No, we
Yeah.
didn't have those opportunities
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's the reason why, we all had our little,
Sign of the times.
on the little index card,
Sure.
that rate, gate, late, mate. We had those, those basement parties, the black
Oh,
pipe,
yeah.
and you had the little index
Sure.
card with the rate, date. That's when we got a chance to sing or do something like that. And, that was pretty much it. On the, I brought instruments home. I wanted to play stand-up bass, but it was too big for me. And I played clarinet, violin. I touched on a few instruments, but I never, like I said, I never mastered any of them because this was the main one. And when I really got off into playing bass, I was still a better singer than a bass player. And plus, I like fingernails and glamour more than the bass.
Sure.
But I got kicked out of music class so many times, because I come in between, classes, and I'm on the piano or something. I play by ear.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm on the piano,
and it's a class coming in.
The teacher,
you got to go.
Yeah, he come in. Get out! And he called me by my government name, and he goes, get out! And I have to go to my counselor and sit there for 3 days, and my counselor get me back in, give me a couple months, and not do it again. Just because I didn't have a piano at home.
Right.
So
you had to, hone your skills some kind of way.
Well, yeah.
And you made it happen.
And then, like I said, I was always kind of goofy and hyper and stuff like that. So,
well, that's all good. That's funny too. So you feel like this is a natural endowment for you?
Okay.
Vocally.
The way I look
for
at
your vocals.
Okay. Now, singing it is not the only thing I do. A lot of people don't know what else I do.
I'm going to get to that too.
But I've had a lot of different jobs and stuff like that. But we all have a purpose on this planet.
Sure.
Now, a lot of people never figure out what their purpose is, and a lot of people know what they can do best and what they should be doing, but they can't make money out of it. And the thing about entertainment with me is that I think about how many people. Just think right off the top of your head, how many people they go to work 30 years, they can't stand their boss, they don't like the people they work with, but they got to go every day for 30 years to get those benefits, feed their families, and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
The blessing is when you get to use your purpose and what your heart desire is and be able to support yourself, okay? I haven't always been like that. I had to work a job, but the moment I didn't have to anymore, I didn't. And in the corporate world, I went to college, I did all of that, but my music, it always came back to my music, always. And that's and I know my purpose. Sure. I believe that I was meant to bring joy to people with my voice, not for money,
right?
Just to make people happy with my voice,
right?
And right now I'm getting that pleasure and that whatever you get, that what do you call it? Just
Don used to tell me down at United Sound, Don Davis. He used to tell me how big do you want to be? How big do you want to be? And he used to tell me that I had been bitten by the entertainment, and it's in my blood.
You know what?
And that sounds like you.
I never always dreamt of being a background singer for Luther, okay? And I never really saw past that, especially when I saw the pressure that's on a person like Anita or Luther, okay? And I asked people, I said, tell me one profession that's harder than entertainment. I'll wait. Okay. They take too long. So I tell them, there is no profession that is harder than entertainment, and this is my synopsis
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay, here you are. Okay, Mark Scott. You're in an arena. You got 10,000 people that came to see you. This one over here, he just got out of jail. That one over there is going to jail. This one's parents just died, or this one tore up his car today. This one is running from jail, or the police is hiding at a concert. All these different scenarios. Just think of all the different scenarios that's going on in these people's lives. You're talking 10,000 people, and you, Mark Scott, not your band. Of course you need your band.
Sure.
But they didn't come to see the band. They came to see Mark Scott. And you got to make them all feel the same way for an hour and 20 minutes, no matter what they've been through. Now, you tell me what is harder to do than that. A rocket scientist is not harder. It's not harder than a brain surgeon. It's not harder than a rocket scientist. I mean, well, it is harder than all of those.
Yeah, I get
you know what I'm saying? Think about it. And if you don't do it, you're a has-been. You're done. But just the people that are doing this all the time, that's what they got to do. That's what they're up against. You got to make all these people. We could just say Shane Park, whatever. I've seen how mean Detroit can be. But they didn't do it to me. They didn't do it to me. I saw them do it to someone else. But you have to, and so, like I said, so many people go to work every day and they hate their jobs. And the blessing is to be able to do what you love to do. I refuse to sing on stage with my mouth poked out. If the gig is not fun, if I'm not happy about it, I'm not doing it. Because I have never, ever had a vocal lesson. And I know that, it's a lot of good singers out here, and I'm one of them. And I never had a vocal lesson. That is the gift that I was given. And now I use it. I go to nursing homes, and I give them what they would get in the casino. I just don't have sequins and stuff on, but I don't have on blue jeans and gym shoes either. And I give them the same fire, or whatever it is y'all think I got. I give them the same thing, because they can't get out and go nowhere. And they deserve to hear good music and be entertained just like anybody else. And everybody in a nursing home is not old. There's some young people in a nursing home. Okay? And, I treat them just like we're in the club.
I really enjoy doing that but we want to get back to that. Let me do a station ID right quick.
Okay.
You are watching Mark Scott off the cuff on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. So hit that like button, share it so we can spread the word in our broadcast, and then subscribe to WJZZ Cool TV so that you don't miss any important content that we're going to be bringing to you, because I want to educate you, the audience, on what's happening in our community now. And we will be bringing all kinds of artists to that endeavor. Priscilla made a statement on her interview when I had her on, and she said, if you want to do this is relative to what you just said. If you want to do, you have to want to do this job. It can't be for this reason or that reason, because those elements might go away. And if they go away, what's your motivation? You don't have a motivation. If the money stops coming in and that's all you're there for, then you're going to go and get a job at the gas station. Whatever. You're going to throw in a towel. So my advice that I give to anybody who aspires to do what we're doing, or anything that they want to do, and it's your dream, it's what you want to do, and I know it's cliche, but never give up on your dreams, because nobody's going to have the confidence in you that you have in yourself.
But like it said, sometimes there are people who have dreams, but their dreams will not bring them lucrative income to support themselves.
Sure.
And some people are not wise enough to know that, okay, I can draw like crazy, but nobody's going to pay me enough money to pay my rent and my bills to draw. Okay, because they don't have the outlet, or they're just not in the right space.
You gotta want to do that
right.
too.
I mean, there's been times when the phone would ring, 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 and I'm like, no voice. But somehow that night,
you can sing.
that ain't nothing but Yahweh. What else could it be?
That's it.
What else could it be?
That's it.
You know, I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in luck. It's a blessing.
What, divine destiny.
And it's a blessing. You know, we're all put on this planet with arms and legs, a brain, a heart, you know, the senses, and you get that extra in your gut feeling, which is never wrong. It's up to you to make your life worth living, or whatever. You know, like the Temptation says, make your heaven and hell right here on earth. Nobody owes you anything. It's up to you to, you know what you want to do. It's up to you to make your life worth living. And see, but he puts other things in us, such as you know, love and affection and things like this. So when you know, you like lose a person that you really care about, and you know, it keeps you from doing your journey, you know, but somehow you gotta come back to your journey, because that was their journey, and we all get a ticket to die that they were born. So somehow you got to figure out how to get back to your journey and keep going. That's your life. Your life. Nobody can take from you what was meant for you, but you got to know what it is. And yes, we waver from that. We get in relationships. We take jobs, and we do things that it's really not is not conducive to our purpose. But for some reason, you know, it's like the heart wants what the heart wants. Yeah. But you got a brain to keep your heart from making you do stupid stuff. Sure. Okay? Sure. So that's when you got to really, like, think. You know, I've always wanted to sing, but I was taught, thank you, that you have to have some education. You have to have something to fall back on, because entertainment is not promised. How many people do we know that can sing their face off, but they go to that job and take care of sick people all day, or they go and they're... You got to do what you got to do. Thank you. Know? Thank you. I've done that. I've worked multiple jobs. I worked security and that's right. 2 or 3 jobs when you know when my firstborn was born. You had to do what you I was going to school at the same time. And yeah, I worked several jobs. And then look at you, you're a international star. You know, I just wish it could have came a little earlier, you know, so I could have more time to cultivate it, you know, but, because, I mean, you know, time waits on no one. No one, yeah. But, so, you know, you're trying to get it in, you know, but I'm okay. I don't have any regrets. I don't have any regrets. There's something for everybody to do at whatever age you are in the music business. You just got to know what it is and stay in your lane, you know. Well, the best might be yet to come. That's what I'm saying. You know, just stay in your lane and don't get out of your lane, and what's for you is going to happen as long as you stay in your lane and don't let nobody get in your way, and don't you get in nobody's way. Stay out the way and find what you need to find you something. Now, I would add to that and say focus. Yeah. Tenacity. Perseverance. Yeah. Because on your journey, there's always going to be some naysayers. And if you let that dissuade you from pursuing your endeavor, then you weren't really if you listen to people and what they say, you'll never go anywhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've had people say, you can't sing, you need to get a job. Really. But when I come on television, that's my daughter. Oh, without a doubt. That's my cousin. That's my cousin. I don't ever hear from her. I don't see her at the family reunion. Although I've missed so many of those. I gave my life to music, and I had to stop. I had to draw the line somewhere. 55 years I've missed family reunions, birthday parties, weddings, even funerals, because I had to work. And now I retired in December 23, and now it's like I don't care for singing in the White House. If the kids are going to Cedar Point, I'm going to Cedar Point. I mean,
family is more important.
You gotta put it in there somewhere.
Prioritize.
Because the fashion police ain't coming, and you ain't gonna get no Grammy. You'll be lucky if you get a tip. So you gotta do your life somewhere. You gotta put the life in there and that's what I've decided to do. And I'm gonna always sing until the boss say don't.
Yeah. True.
And I just work it in between. But if y'all going to Cedar Point, I'm going too. I don't care where the White House, the Vatican, I don't care. I'm going to Cedar Point.
So you prioritize things.
After 55 years, yes.
Of course. Of course.
Yes.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
You can only, you gotta, just can't, you just can't give, you like you say, family. There's a lot of things I wanted to do with my son, but I didn't. But I bought him everything. You've seen that story before.
Okay.
Yeah, you bought me everything, but you was never at home. But,
comes with the territory.
Exactly. And that's why I say you got to be true to this.
Comes with the territory.
To allow those kind of things that happen in your life, you got to be true to the game. You know the true ones and the ones that's just out here because they lazy and don't want to get a real job. It ain't about that, because I've had plenty jobs. Like I said, singing ain't all I do. And
yeah, I was looking at you got a publishing company, a printing.
Well, it's a Rhythm Graphics Media Service. What I do is
duplication printing company, Rhythm Graphic Media Services.
Yes.
Okay, what does that entail?
Well, my degree is in graphics, and the first thing I started doing was I would take a CD, and the bride and groom put their favorite love songs on it, put their picture on the CD, ink on this, and wrap it where it's retail ready. And what you do, so I'm not selling anybody's music, it's a gift. They put it at the place settings, at the reception. You know how you give little favors away?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like a souvenir of the wedding. It's a picture of the bride and groom on the front, and it, it's shrink wrapped and all of that. And I did that, but also I had an uncle when I was a kid. They found my uncle decomposed wherever he was, and his obituary was on a piece of typing paper, and had been done with a Xerox machine. It was just horrible. And I said, nobody should have to die like that. I have a business card that I made when I was 9. You know how you get the ruler with the little stencils at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I still have that business card, and it looks like somebody made it today. I made that when I was 9 with a pencil, with colored pencil. So it's in me, the art. I had a brother that could paint us in the oil as we sit here, just paint. And I had another brother, he could draw cartoon characters really well, superheroes. Just the art, we got a little art and stuff in our family. Not to say everybody, like I said, I'm the only one that really pursued a real art, be it singing or drawing or whatever. I'm the only one that did that, but I did have day jobs, and I worked in the corporate world. And, I'm just, I don't know.
And then there you are. And then that's me. Let me do another station thing. We got a few more minutes. We're going to wrap this up. We are listening to and watching Miss Mia Johnson on WJZZ Cool TV. This is off the cuff. Mark's got off the cuff. And I want you to make sure you hit the like button. If you like the content that we're presenting to you today, I want you to hit the like button, share it, so that we can get our word out and people will know exactly what we're talking about here on this show. So subscribe to WJZZ Cool TV, and we'll see you on the next episode. But before we go, I'm going to, you got a website?
Actually, no, I'm working on
You were telling me about some music you were doing recently.
I am. I'm working. Well, I had started working on a CD because I wanted my grandbabies to see what their grandmother did, if it didn't go anywhere, I had a pretty little box to put it in so they could see what grandma did all her life. But, you know, I don't have any grandkids. So I am still, you know, just something to show. Really, that's all I really want out of it.
Sure.
It's something to show what I've spent my whole life
Doing.
And if it goes somewhere, you know, I get a few connects or whatever. If it goes, fine. But if it doesn't, I've had my fill. I've made a lot of money with this big mouth. I've made a lot of money, you know, and I'm just, as long as I'm happy, that's my main thing.
And you can bring joy to somebody else.
That's the main thing. I go to these places where people with Alzheimer's and stuff like that, and all they do is they stare at the wall like this. And it was this one lady, this I will never forget. This one lady, she came in all the time. And I've been there since before COVID. And she always had her head down. I never really saw her face. So we had a mix and mingle where the family comes. We had cocktails and everything. I don't know. I can't remember what song I was singing. But her husband was with her. And she wanted to dance. She stood up. He stood up with her and went to hand her walker. And she pushed it out the way. And that lady went to dancing. And I said, you know what, y'all? I just got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That, I almost started crying because that's what I want. I want to reach a person who does not communicate, don't have nothing to do with anybody, but I got their attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I know this is a gift. I know it's a gift, you know, because I've gotten, you know, reaction from it when.
And it is gratifying. It is gratifying.
Yes, and it had nothing to do with money.
You know,
nothing.
I like to reach out if I see somebody in a wheelchair, or you know, somebody that is not really they're being helped.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I focus on them because I'm bringing joy to that one person.
Yeah, and that's
that
enough.
means more than anything else I'm doing during that show. You know, to go out. I remember one time we was up north, and it was this young guy sitting in a wheelchair with I guess it was his father behind him. And I just left the stage and went out there and sang to him directly, you know. And that made his day. And it made mine.
I've done my best singing to one person. Singing my face off.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't recording anything. I was so mad. Because I was a dog. I'll never remember those licks I hit. But I sung to that one person because I could tell they were really enjoying my voice. And I just gave it to them, and it just came so natural, just so, like you said, gratifying.
Yeah, it is.
Just very gratifying.
I know the feeling. I know the
Yes.
feeling. And I'm glad you were able to get some of that. What's the deal on Boys to Men, John Witherspoon, the Gap Band,
I went on
Howie Mandel? What happened? What's
okay.
that? Tell us about
All
that.
right. I went on tour I was with a band, and we went on tour. It was a cruise, 7-day cruise.
Mm-hmm.
That one time it was the Gap Band, with Boys and Men, In Vogue, and John Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm.
They got on the boat like at San Juan or something, but went around to all 5 islands. Then the next time it was Brian McKnight. I'm just like having a real brain freeze here. But they were cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jay Leno, that was in Canada at Caesar's Palace.
Mm-hmm.
And Howie Mandel was at Andiamo. It was up on 14 and Van Dyke.
Mm-hmm.
I just opened up for him, but everything of my whole career was being on stage with Earth, Wind and Fire. I opened up for them at Freedom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Me and 2 other people, and after sound check, I spent the whole afternoon with Verdell and Philip.
Oh, okay.
And that was like everything. And then I opened up once for Chaka Khan at the Phoenix Center in Pontiac, and her room was right next door to mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's got this bodyguard standing there, this guy standing at the door, and I'm like, dude, as many songs as I've sung, I covered Chaka Khan, and I'm this close to her. If I have to knock you out, I'm getting this autograph, okay, or this picture. I don't care what I gotta do. I'm gonna get this picture, because he kept saying, like, nah. well, actually, I had a girlfriend who had some connect with the radio station,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "Oh, so you want you want an autograph?" I don't know what she said to him or what she did to him, but next thing you know,
You had the autograph.
she came out of the room and stood right there and took a picture with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I have had some really, some really good ones.
Some good moments.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. I'm just looking at it. You was in Vegas,
Oh, that was just something.
but you were in Vegas.
I was at Motor City and MGM too.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Soundboard.
Yep, I've done that a million times with my corporate band.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I used to. Well, we did old MGM, the Paris band. That's me and three of the Prolifics,
Mm-hmm.
which I told you about them, how much I love them.
Mm-hmm.
And we had it was just three of them, and me. We did MGM for years, and we did the new MGM,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we did that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it just kind of faded. Well, you get too many gigs, you can't be but one place at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I was with Skyline.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Skyline was down, I got with another band that was traveling around and all this stuff. And I'm like, if I have to sing Respect one more time. And I took it and I flipped that song everywhere you could flip it. But this band was traveling all over. We were flying and doing stuff. So I went with them. I was trying to do both.
Mm-hmm.
And the dates started clashing. So I had to make a decision. So I wanted to fly around. I didn't realize how good I could sing until I got away from the corporate thing, because we sung the same show all the time, every night.
Mm-hmm.
The other band, I was like all over the place doing whatever. But I ended up going back to them because I left in good rapport.
Sure.
And so I ended up going back with them, and I gave them like 35 years. That's where, where I did most of my time. But yeah, and you said something about, you mentioned something. And I was going to laugh. But I haven't
See, now
been,
that's what Steve was telling me about.
well, how goofy. I'm kind of shy. People don't believe it, but I am.
Mm.
But I ain't no punk. No,
For me, I don't know if you like this or not, but I'm a little recluse. I kind of like my privacy. I mean, I guess because I've been doing this since I was 9, and so I've been professional for like almost 30 years.
Well, I did my first professional
30?
situation at
about
14.
45 years.
Mm-hmm. I was 14. I did my first professional, and I do commercials. I did some commercials and stuff like that.
Okay, so corporate people, commercials. You got a beautiful voice here. I'm sure she can sell a product.
It's hard. No, it's very hard to
Yeah.
get into that.
Yeah. You gotta have connections.
And the right ones, and it's
Yeah.
only a few. That's a very tight. That is very tight.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
But you have heard me on the radio. You just didn't know it was me.
Nah,
So
that's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we got about a minute or two left.
Oh,
I
it's
want-
almost time to go.
It is. So let me do another station, and then you can say whatever it is you want to say in the next minute or so. So I'm going to do a short one to give me right here. You're watching WJZZ Cool TV. Mark Scott off the cuff. I'm your host, Mark Scott, and tonight we have outstanding entertainer, Mia Johnson. So hit that like button, hit the share, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content, because trust me, this is what we do, and it's for you, so that you'll know what's happening in the music and entertainment industry here in Michigan and around the country. So, is there anything else?
Well, first of all, thank you, Mark, for liking me enough to have me on the show.
I like the talent too.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to say that to the TV world, thank you for your support over the years. Please don't stop supporting me. And to all you newcomers, stay true to the game. You want to be treated like an entertainer, act like one, and you'll go far. And I mean, that's
you gotta represent.
You just gotta do it right. You just can't do it any kind of way. You're not gonna go anywhere. I want to see everybody who has it in them. I want to see you succeed.
Yes.
And succeed, but the right way.
Right.
And handle your paperwork so you won't end up old and broke, like a lot of entertainers have.
Yeah.
But
they were happy.
Yeah, until they found out they didn't have no money left, But really, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. This has been a very enlightening, and I'm flattered that you even asked me to do this. And to all my supporters and stuff and family, I love y'all. You might not see me, but that don't mean I ain't doing nothing. Okay.
So you got WJZZ Cool TV, Mia Johnson. We're gonna have to have you back.
I'd love to come back. I would love to.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I would love to.
So it's WJZZ Cool TV. Mark Scott off the cuff. We'll see you next time. And stay safe. Keep your head up. And be true to yourself. You know what? I got to... what's that Dionne Warwick song? Don't make me over. You remember that song? WJZZ Cool TV.
Yeah.
Mia Johnson, y'all.
All right. Good night, everybody.
We'll see you every Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Wow.
We went a
So
minute
when do
over.
we get to see this? When do I get to see it?
It's live.
He's gonna?
This is live.
Oh,
but it'll be on WJZZ Cool TV's
.com
on YouTube. So go to YouTube, type in WJZZ Cool TV, hit that, and you boom.
Really?
And you'll see
I can't
all the broadcasts that we do.
Okay, I was trying to.
And the lady that left here too.
Oh, okay, because I was trying to see Priscilla's because I didn't know what to expect. So I was just trying to see how y'all did things, but I didn't know exactly.
Did you ever see it?
No, I didn't know. I just saw where
the advertisement.
Yes, yes.
Well,
yeah, thanks, Mark. Golly, I hope I don't look ridiculous.
Thank you. You look good.
I hope so, because on there I don't look good. I'm looking at this screen and that's like, ooh, yeah.
Well,
hope them wrinkles ain't showing up.
You good. You good.
Okay. Woo. You made us look at y'all. Woo, like we've been up in here 3 hours. Thank you. So
that's a heavy bag. My goodness.
I have my pistol in here.
I need to work out.
I sometimes I don't know. I put my pistol.
You gotta be careful. I know a lot of women that do that.
And really, if somebody was to steal my car, I don't want to get my pistol. I can